Okay, so happy Saturday. We're X4 the Star Wars Interworlds mod. We are currently roughly. That's that one? That one. That's the newest one there. So 2 days, 20 hours into the playthrough. So almost 3 days. So what is that? 72 hours, roughly? I can't be right. 24, 48, 72. Wow, okay. These games eat up a lot of time. Spend a little bit of time off stream, of course, working on stuff because, again, these games take a little bit of time depending on what you're doing. And I tend to move a little bit slower pace and taking my time, get stuff done. Building stations. I like building stations in this. It's not too bad. And then once you get the stations big enough and producing enough money, we go into the bigger ships and that kind of thing. Or getting bigger ships and producing our own ships too. 3 minutes after. And you're already in the game. Yeah, because I didn't have anything to talk about. I didn't have anything to talk about. This happens. So, anyway. And welcome back, Hurricane. So, we have... It's a little bit of recap. So, we currently have 3 stations. First station was the Bakuni factory here, which is... Where are you? So, again, I guess we should remind you. We are mostly affiliated with the Central Sector Authority, which is CSA. Basically, all the green hexes here. They're a big faction. Main station's up here. Our first station, or our main station, is down here at Bakuni, also on the border, or right next door to the Mon Calamari system, because we want to be working on our reputation with them by selling them stuff, because eventually we want to get their ships and that kind of stuff. Hey, Brew, welcome back. The kids are fine. The kids are fine. So, anyways, that's our main station. We'll be taking a look at that here in a second. And then our second station, a little smaller over here, closer to the border of Mandalorian space. Again, same type of deal. Well, the main one was to work our reputation with Incom, who has this wharf. They're the sellers of X-Wings and that kind of thing, which you're going to want soon enough. Currently only have access to one of them, I believe. Yeah, our reputation, reputation hasn't got up high enough to buy a license to buy the higher X-Wings, which, that's what we're working towards. Because the CSA, they have okay fighters, but they're not the same caliber as X-Wings. So, that. And then last but not least is our Scrapyard, which is down here on the border between CSA and the Independent Commerce Guild, ICG. We go to the purple. They're constantly fighting each other, so it's a really good system to build a scrapyard in. And so basically what happens is they fight each other, they kill each other. We take all the scrap and turn it into basically money or construction material for us. Oh, we got stuff down here to collect. But we're not here. We're up in CSA space. That's the guy we're looking at right now is their representative. We've been talking to him, buying blueprints for various factories and things for our stations. So there's that. Those are our stations as far as ships goes. The main ship is the Pummeling Papillon, which is a YT-1300 military version. And then it's got 2 escort fighters, an ARC 170 heavy fighter, and then, of course, an X-Wing T-65B, which is the old, original movie X-Wings, which are adequate. They're fine. There's nothing wrong with them. That's why we use it as an escort. Why do we need an escort? Because we've been doing military missions and that kind of thing. It's always good to have some friends to, pick up the slack sometimes. And then other ships, we have a Class 6 freighter out there just doing business for us, just flying around, picking up stuff, selling it, helping our income that's outside of station income. Oh, we have a scrapper, of course, down here that is necessary for scrapping larger ships. We have tugs attached to our scrapyard, which are good for picking up the smaller scrapped ships. But they can't do anything about larger ones, so that's why I need a scrapper, which is a large ship. It goes out there and just picks apart large hulks. Like probably that one in the little right-hand corner is probably the one that's going after. So that's his jam. He's going after that one. So, yeah, he just he scraps those ships, turns them into little scrap cubes, and then the tugs come down and they pick up the scrap cubes. Scrap cubes. So, it works. So, yes, an extra investment for that. And then, what else? Miner floating out there just doing what miners do. You have V-Wings sitting in the Pakuni station. It's a ship that we salvaged, rescued, whatever word you want to use, and it's just nothing special. It's just a V-Wing. And then we have a Y-Wing who's out exploring for us, currently over in Empire space. And we're over here to basically open up potential markets in the future with the Empire. To the Imperial War. What kind of stuff can we get out of you? Without getting, so probe droids, TIE bomber is a brute, TIE fighter, TIE interceptor, and then shuttle. Oh, these things. Do we really care about the Empire stuff? Not really. Carrier. Oh, this is the one that carries on has 4 small docks for, TIE fighter type stuff. They connect to those little protrusions there. This thing just carts them around. In this game, not a big deal. Not really necessary. But, yeah, I think it's more for flavor than anything else. Because the TIE fighters can fly around by themselves, no problem, because of the stargates that we have. Or jump gates, whatever they call them here. So nothing special there. Oh, these are usually pretty good. So not so high means it's missing some parts here and there that aren't critical to its being successful. Yeah, this is okay. The stuff that we're using from, I think, the CSA or the Mon Calamari are compatible, or comparable, not compatible, comparable. So anyway, so that's that stuff. And as far as our stations go, look at the little guy first. Been upgrading these slowly but surely. This one is getting some more extra container storage because we're expanded his ability to produce stuff, specifically smart chips and microchip production. Trying to keep the production on this station kind of low. This is the one that's closest to the Incom station and the Mandalorian space, and these are fairly necessary parts for things: microchips, smart chips, and missile components. Missile components not selling as well as I hoped, but or are they? There aren't any really here, so they're selling better than I hoped. Never mind, they're selling. Hey, Skyward, welcome back. And the microchips and smart chips are new, so they're actually not even built yet. So that's where they're grayed out. That'd be that building there and that one over there. So again, this is just to have the money trickle in. No big large investment yet. We'll get there eventually. Just not being. We're mainly focusing on the other 2 stations to get them up and running because of where they are. And I want to say they're bigger money producers, but I don't know if they are or not, because this one's already got 4 million sitting in its bank, so that's not too bad. It's been a little while since taking money out. And that's the Scrapyard, and then that one. So we'll take a look at the Scrapyard next. Scrapyard currently just waiting to build. Okay, since our last session here, I've added 3 of these, or 2 more. 2 more sets of solar panels, I think. Or is it 3? Might have been 3. We needed a little bit more solar panel production. Or, sorry, energy production. So we added those guys in. Mainly because these things. Scrap processors and the scrap recyclers. They eat up a little bit of energy. And scrap as well. I also added some more storage for solids, which is where scrap goes. Scrap is considered a solid resource. So it's kind of like ore. Same storage container for theirs. So we added, I think, 2 more. So we can have more scrap on hand to get processed when it needs to be. And then I think I might have added another container too on each end, just because. I think so we could have more storage for the energy cells. I think that was the plan there. But anyway, currently have 7 scrap processors and 5 scrap recyclers. Why those numbers? No reason. No reason whatsoever. And as far as our building plans. I think we're okay for production here. Because the end products are the module prefabs, which are used by stations when they add parts, either, infrastructure type parts or factories themselves, docks, whatever. They all require module prefabs. So these always sell well. And it's also a good source for us to go grab them when we need them too. And then Durasteel, same deal. These are always going to be in demand no matter what, because they're used in ship production as well as in station building as well. So always going to need those. And module prefabs, they tend to slow down later in the game because stations don't get built as quickly as they are right now. We're in the kind of the boom era for building stuff. So this is, it does what it does, and it's making us money here and there. Ross Gap, so you can see all our tugs bringing stuff back in. We even got other people to bring us scrap that we might want to buy. And the actual energy cell. So consumption right now is 440,000 energy units an hour. That is currently based on the stuff that's up and running. So that would be the scrap metal processors. So this stuff that's making this, and then the recyclers, which are making these. You can actually see what their stuff is. Is it here? No? I'm looking at the wrong thing. There we go. So, in this case, this is producing 7,200 Durasteel units per hour, but eating up 144,000 energy cells, as well as 3,600 scrap per hour as well. And these are going to be somewhat comparable, maybe. Module prefabs, 28, just under 3,000 an hour. Energy cells, 300,000 an hour, and the scrap metal is 14,000 an hour. So yeah, they eat that stuff up. And then the raw scrap is similar idea, and it's over here. So it's turning the scrap into scrap metal, which goes into these guys. These guys at 54,000 per hour, and again, that's all seven of them if they're up and running. And the energy cells is 500,000 an hour too. So that's why we had to up our energy cell production to just stay up with those demands, because this consumption number is actually not terribly accurate if everything's up and running. So we're trying to store up our energy cells and actually keep the high production too. Because having more energy cells is not necessarily a bad thing, because even if the station doesn't need them, we can sell them somewhere else, or somebody will come buy them from us. So, yeah. So much energy cells, and how much do we actually have? We have over 1 million right now in storage. And we can hold up to almost 6. So, at least that's what our storage gives us, if we need to get that high. So anyway, so we need plenty of energy to keep things up and running. And of course, then we have our little tugs bringing everything in, and the scrapper producing, more scrap for us too, for the tugs to go get. So that's where we are there. And we looked at the little station. Of course, this is our big one, which has seen a little bit of work this week. Just a little bit. So last time we saw this, it didn't have the second level up here. I just did put that in a couple of days back, maybe not even that long ago. And the reason for this is a different build style that I'm using. I've never really built a very vertical base. I usually go pretty horizontal for the most part, and just big sprawling bases, right? So this time I said, let's do a little different. We'll just go more vertical. So going from this level, building up that way. And except for second level is ready to start taking pieces, or factories, which it is. We have advanced electronics over there, microchip production, shield components, and then we have Rhydonium finally too. And yeah. So, and again, generally this gives us a lot of space to expand with this particular style, because we get I've been using the outside ring mostly and some of the inside for putting stuff up, and then if we have to or need to, we'll have some space on the inside, which I think I'm probably going to end up putting habitation rings and that kind of thing in here, depending on what they are, because we haven't bought any yet because they're super expensive. But habitat buildings are definitely on the thing to buy because they once you get people on your stations and stuff, it ups your efficiency in making stuff. So basically, less materials to make more stuff. As long as you have people and you feed them and give them medicine and make them happy, which this station produces all that stuff, so they will be happy. And yeah, and this was just an interesting design choice that it's no big deal. I probably don't need this one. This is just a docking station for medium and small ships. It's got 6 mediums and 6 small docking stations. These discs out here have 4 medium and 10 smalls. The 2 of them should be more than enough to deal with all the traffic we have, so I don't think I really need this one. And I'll probably be taking out sometime in the future, just no plans to do it currently. And then we have the 2 big docks, three docking areas. This is for large and extra large ships if they want to dock here. And they're facing different directions there because, how are we looking on that particular area? I think that's, so they're pointed east and west. Not a huge deal. Ideally, I'd like to have them pointed north and south, but could relocate them, move them around a bit. That's always a possibility. We can just move them up to the north and south ends if I really want to, but I don't think the traffic isn't that heavy, so large and extra large ships shouldn't have any trouble docking here, no matter what direction they're coming from. It should be good. So there's that, and it's the logical overview. So that's what this thing is producing and thing. So, ship supplies. We got a message about this not too long ago in game about ship supplies. We reached that point where we actually need to start using these. Our ships will. So, because we got big enough, I think. So, anyway, so I have medical supplies and food rations. This will be for people once they start moving in. Once we have a place for them to live, of course. They'll feed off of this stuff, so we won't have to buy it ourselves. And extra stuff should be being sold. I should be selling this stuff. We should change that right now. So, sell all, but how much? I don't know how much we're going to need. So we'll leave it at 50 there for now. Medical supplies, the same thing. I don't know how much. Until we get people in the station, those will probably have to be adjusted at some point. And shield components, missile components, advanced components, and turret components. This is our advanced electronics. This is all used for mainly the shield components, shield components, missile components, and turrets. That's all used for ships and stuff mostly, but also the defensive pieces of stations that have turrets and turrets of different sizes. They want the shield components and the turret components as well. Now there is also a weapon components factory, which I am currently saving up for because I'd like to get that in here too. And the reason for this is because this station again is selling to Mon Calamari as well as the CSA up to the north, and they need these parts in order to build ships. So that's why we're building this stuff. We're trying to supply them with everything they need to make ships to be successful. So that's the general idea of doing this. Why is that gray? Why are you gray? Oh, because I think I moved it. Yeah, I moved this. That's why we're not producing anymore at the moment. I moved this because this was originally on top of the rail here, or the structure. It was on top, and it was basically blocking this side connector that I wanted for this refined metal production, or just free up the spot at all. Because when this was on top of the railing, it blocks off that connector. So just a little bit of rotation, move it over, and plug it in there. As a result, until that's done, we will not be producing any missiles. But that's only a couple minutes away, less than 10 minutes ago. Wait till that's done. Then I added some more storage too. That's what all this storage is. It's mainly containers down here on the corners, and then we add solids and water or liquids at the end of each one. Haven't really done anything going towards the middle yet, mainly because I don't want to. We might be able to fit stuff in there. I'm going to block off anything dropping down here, so we might keep this where they are. We might do a second row, or either on the inside or the outside. We'll see. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. We have plenty of storage right now, so I'm not in a rush to get that taken care of or worrying about it too much. So, again, this is our main station. It doesn't have everything yet. And at some point, it's probably going to have doubles of some stuff, which it already does have. Some doubles of stuff. In this case, we have double graphene, which is basically a base part for making more stuff. And you can tell by our little white lines on it that it's got a pretty high demand on this station. Looks like we have 4 connectors coming into it. And refined metals, same deal. We have at least 3 connectors there too. So again, refined metals and graphene in pretty high demand at the moment. So, and they will be forever now, actually, because it's stuff producing. Oh, and the smart chips, those are used for microchips. No, we have microchips already. Smart chips, I think, are their own thing. They're a separate thing. Yeah, I think they're their own separate thing. But anyway, eventually, probably when we get farther into the game and stuff, and we start producing our own ships, we're probably going to double up on almost everything here, just because we're gonna need to be producing a lot to produce everything we want to produce on demand. And we just start doing Rhydonium too, so that's some extra money. We can sell the cores here. Rhydonium cores are necessary for the larger ships. I don't know if they're required on the smaller ships, but I know in the large and the extra large ships, Rhydonium cores are necessary. And that's also why we're close to Mandalore and CSA shipyards, because they're going to want that stuff, and they pay for them. Okay, so that's the last hour. This is all in game time. So this is the graph for the last 3 hours of game time. So bouncing around all over the place. Basically, when you see the big drops, that's usually when I'm pulling cash out for reasons. But you can see the big numbers coming in too. 212,000. What are you? The advanced electronics, so that's pretty much expected. That one. Oh, this is just one of our attached freighters is out selling stuff. Don't know what they sold, but it sells decently. And then water. We sold water. Okay. Apparently they needed water because they paid for it. And of course, we're buying stuff too. Oh, we're buying rhodium. That's okay. It pays for itself. Plasma conductors, because we weren't producing our own plasma conductors yet, so we had to buy them. We didn't have to, but we did. So anyway, a lot of these reds will be disappearing over time, depending on exactly what they are. Because our storage for resources are pretty high. So we're doing pretty well there. And that. Okay, so that's how our stations are going. So that's pretty much it for how we're doing. Now the plan for today, what are we going to do today? Make money. How much money? We got 6.2 million. So every so often we come to these stations, and once they get over $1 million or so, we just come in, we bring them back down to about $500,000 so they can still continue to do business by buying the resources they need. That's 2 million. Doesn't need to be exact. Close enough. You at 4.4 million. Thank you. Okay, so now we're sitting at 12 million, which is more than what we need, because we need to buy weapon components.
It's an honor to see you.
Where's our next factory to go? So this blueprint, modules, this weapon components. So weapon components, this is necessary for actually need to build them. But anyway, that.
Good luck out there.
Okay. Auto saving. Now we're going to put the weapon components on our main station and possibly the smaller station too. We'll see what the actual requirements are. Our big Pakuni station should be able to build weapon components without too much trouble. That's you. So weapon components all the way down here. What do you look like? So one of those things. Dun, dun. Probably put you right there. Just need to do a little bit of rotation. It's not really blocking anything this way. And what I have to keep in mind too is because this piece right here, the big white piece, that's a dock. So we got to make sure we don't block this area too much because ships do have to fly there. So we're trying not to block this corner off too much or that corner too, because that way they can get access to it. And of course, coming at it from this direction too, or directly from the top, they can always go. But anyway, that should work. Not the prettiest, but we're not going for looks. And I'll see what they're actually going to need to make those weapon components. Advanced composite. No, sorry. Using Durasteel and energy. That's it? No, wait, that's not energy. Ibana cells, which we do not make. Do we? We do. Oh, we do. Okay, so we make our own cells. It's not a big deal. Modules waiting for storage. Oh, our Tabana cells are full, so no big deal. Just a second. My tablet just rebooted on me for some reason. Don't know why. Shouldn't be. Tablet runs the show. So that's not... Don't know why I did that. But anyway, yeah, so weapon components. So just Tabana cells and Durasteel. So we're probably going to need... we only have two things drawing off Durasteel, so we don't need a second Durasteel factory yet. So, good. So just wait for the missile components to be built, or not rebuilt, but rebuilt, because they got moved. And that one's next, and that should be it. And they should be keeping them pretty happy. Hey, Ring, welcome back. Happy Saturday. Yeah, 8 minutes on the refined metal. Oh, sorry, no, that's... Yeah, that's the one that got moved. That night. No, I did not. No, I only got into... I just finished the first 3 episodes. We'll be continuing it on Tuesday. I think it was like... took me about 60 minutes to an hour per episode, I think. So... And it was, 8 episodes total? So we got 5 more to go. So figure... 5 to 7 hours left, roughly. We don't know exactly, of course, but might be able to finish it on Tuesday. If not, we'll just continue on to next Tuesday, or to the next Tuesday after that. So, not in a rush. Okay, so you guys. So yeah, so we should be cranking out, well, maybe not cranking out, but producing stuff that, like I said, the Mon Calamari and CSA to make their make their ships. So good. Got some extra stuff there. And then ship supplies. Oh yeah, it's ship supplies, new stuff. We got a new letter. Catcher you missed on the dun, dun, dun. Keep in mind, it's up on YouTube as well, Ring, if you want to watch them that way too, because at least they're broken up by episode. You don't have to go digging for them in the VOD. If you want to go that route. Either way works for me. Okay, so message that we received not too long ago. So it's time for maintenance. So we got this notification 2 hours ago. It's a big email. So by galactic law and common sense, you will now have to pay more attention to the ships that as they require regular maintenance. There are a few ways to make your life easier, so pay attention. Note, the maintenance menu can be accessed through the player info menu. Look for a wrench icon. So the player info menu, and that's where we're here. There's our wrench. So after we read this, we'll go check out the wrench. How the maintenance works. The maintenance cycle occurs every 30 minutes, and the maintenance menu will display the time until the next cycle. The ship supplies ware can be bought from other factions or produced by yourself with the ship supplies module, which we are doing actually, sort of, kind of, and stored at your equipment docks to be consumed. I don't have an equipment dock. I was looking actually for equipment docks. I didn't see any anywhere. I'll have to go dig some more maybe. Each ship has a supply cost. The more powerful your faction is, the higher the cost. Initially, you would barely notice it, but with further development of your organization, this may change. Note, the supply cost of a specific ship can be seen on its encyclopedia entry. Each sector you own has a supply level, which negates the supply cost of your ships. I don't own any sectors right now. You can build equipment docks in your own sectors to increase the supply level of that sector up to 3 times. Each size of maintenance module, small, medium, large, and XL, adds 1 to that multiplier. Multiple modules of the same size are not cumulative, so 1 at each per sector is enough. Each size of maintenance modules. I haven't seen a maintenance module. We need to dig a little bit more here, maybe. Only 1 equipment dock, EQ, dock per sector is considered, and it should not have shipbuilding functionality. Such stations will not be considered. Equipment docks may have ware production and administration modules, so you can combine your ship module production and your maintenance docks, or your defense stations and maintenance docks, or both. I haven't seen any maintenance docks yet. I was looking for them earlier off stream, and I didn't see any. Large and XL ships docked at player-owned EQ docks will receive a 25% cut in the supply costs, and regardless of if that EQ dock is a player-owned sector. Small and medium ships docked at player-owned carriers and auxiliary ships will receive a 25% cut in their supply costs, regardless of where the carrier is. If the sum of supply level from your own sectors and EQ docks is still not enough to cover your ship's cumulative supply cost, then the ship supplies wares will be consumed randomly from all your EQ docks across the galaxy, and usually 2 wares per 1 non-covered supply cost. Note, ship supplies can be consumed from any of your equipment docks, though only equipment docks in your own sectors will increase your supply level. If consuming supply wares is not enough to cover all supply costs of your ships, then you will pay in monies, usually 5,000 credits per 1 non-covered supply cost. Failing to pay the maintenance of your ships, which includes wages to your hired crewmen, will lead to morale loss among them. It sounds complicated. So, maintenance docks, right? Can be consumed for any of your equipment docks. So here's the funny part, though.
It's an honor to see you here.
Modules. So dock modules. None of these are called equipment docks. Just the generics and whatever. That's just a style. It's not what they are. These are just docks. And equipment docks are not under other modules. These are basically the structure things that we look at or see. With the pillars and the connectors and all this. That's what these guys are, just with different appearances to them. Cosmetic stuff, basically. Processing modules. That's for scrapping stuff. Defense modules. I still need to buy one of these. Probably should. flotation modules. So these we need to buy too. 22 million for Solar Republic. These are, slightly different look to them. I haven't seen them before. I've probably seen them, I just didn't know what they were. But I never bought one. Smallest habitat is 16 million. We've got 7 million after buying this one thing. Okay, storage modules. There's no maintenance stuff in there. Build modules. There's our ship maintenance. 35 million and 65 million. So I'm guessing that's outside of our worries at the moment. That's quite a bit of money. So that's where they are. They don't call them docks, they call them bays. That's what threw me off earlier, probably. And then production, which we have most of now. Yeah. Although this isn't everything, is it? They're grayed out, we don't own them, and we can't afford it. Engine parts and energy. Oh, energy cells. This is just a different version of the solar panels we have. There's a different look to it. Otherwise, it's the same. So we don't have to buy that. Don't have to buy it again. Okay, so the admin station, that's for building stations to control space, a space, sector, whatever.
Good luck out there.
So, what are we doing now? So maintenance. Not going to be too concerned about maintenance at the moment. Because we do have, ship supplies being produced, but we don't have any actual maintenance base for the ships to actually get maintained. So they'll just handle that on their own, right? We just buy it? What did it say again? How does it happen if you don't have a maintenance station? Or is it? Maintenance cost occurs every 30 minutes, and the maintenance menu will display the time and next cycle. The ship supplies can't be bought from other factions or produced yourself with a ship supplies module and stored at your equipment docks to be consumed. So I don't have any equipment docks. The maintenance docks. See, I think that... Oh, I got disconnected. What the hell? My tablet's having connection issues for some reason. I think that's what happened before. But anyway, while we're looking at this, so supply costs, stuff. Each sector has its own supply level, which negates whatever. You can build equipment docks in your own sectors to increase your supply level. One dock is considered. So that comes down to making or building a maintenance thing. Okay, so how much money do we have? 7 million. Okay, what are we going to do? We need to make more money. Oh, we didn't look at our actual maintenance screen because this is new. So, maintenance button over on the left-hand side under player information. And player faction level 1. Next assessment in 13 minutes. Player faction type. We are a private company. Total assets is a couple of million. Maintenance multiplier based on faction level 0.3. Supply cost after multiplier 29.7 for all our ships. Supply level available from owned sectors 0. Remaining supply cost to cover 29.7. Remaining supply cost to cover. So these guys. Last increment of ship supplies consumed from EQ docks is 0. Latest maintenance cost due to lack of ship supplies, that. Credit cost per covered per ship supply demand, that one. So, ironically, I'm producing enough supplies to support our ships, but I don't have any place for them to collect it from. So, that should be our next goal. Setting up a system that we can actually, we can't even build a system or a station yet because it requires the maintenance docks, which are expensive, and we don't have that money yet. So again, we need money. And it was like, what, 20, 30 million? So, best way to make money is through combat, or the quickest way. Not the safest way, but it is the quickest way. Now, we actually have to be careful too because ICG is supported by name, so we can find them a little bit faster. It's ICG. So they're our enemy at negative 13. That is not attack on sight yet. It's getting there. Tell us. Not telling us here. But I think it's like negative 20, negative 30 for them to be attack on sight. Here, it's just as an enemy, we just don't do business together, right? We won't, our ships won't dock at each other's stations and that kind of thing. So we won't actually do any real business. And again, I think it's negative 20 is the attack on sight. And that's a significant because the reason I'm bringing this up is this is a concern because our scrap station is right here. ICG comes through there, and the CSA is doing a decent job of not letting them through too much, so we're okay for now. They're trying to build another station there, it looks like, but this is our scraps facility, which is working on defenses at the moment. See the little green little discs there? Those are defensive platforms. Which they are not all built. If they have, if they're still kind of a red, that means they're not finished yet. If they're filled in like they're supposed to be, these are finished. And these guys. So this is what they look like when they're built. They've got 2 heavy turrets on the top and the bottom, and then they've got 4 point defense turrets, 4 on each side. Is it 4? It's supposed to be 4. Yeah, it's 2 and 2. Oh, no, sorry, it's 3 and 1. No, it's not. I'm confused. That looks like... Oh, those are the shield generators, too. Forgot the shield generators you can see. But anyway, it's 2 and 2. 2 turrets on top, 2 turrets on bottom for point defense, which is fighters and stuff. Fighters not a terrible big threat to most stations. They can be a pain if you don't kill them, but... get enough turrets and they're not an issue. It's these things that matter because these are the ones that keep the big boys away, mostly. Because these actually have, I think they have better range than most guns, big guns on the big ships. And then we got 2 there, and then there's going to be 2 there and 2 there, and so on. So we got what's that? 4 on that side. We have 4 on this side, 4 on that side. And then looking this direction, which is away from where ICG is coming from, we only have 2 technically. Well, actually, no, technically it's 4 because these guys are looking that way too. Range, of course, is important and stuff. We can always build more. It's just that it does take time because they have to be built and then they have to be equipped with the actual weapons. And that's another reason we got into the business of building turret components of our own, because those guys require turret components. And why does this keep going out on me? I'm not dropping frames, so I don't think it's a network thing. Connection error, what the hell? But anyway, so, yeah, so again, we have to be wary of what we're doing with the ICG because we go into, shoot on sight, this station's going to be a target. And so we want to make sure it is defended by it. It can take care of itself, basically, and that's what these things will do. Probably going to need more, which we could do. Which I probably should actually start planning on doing. Hey, Grayling, welcome back. So, defensive stuff. So there's our admin center, which we don't need. These guys. So these, we're going to edit you. I just autofill this one. So basically, same loadout as the discs. It's the same hard points. Basically, 2 batteries, station batteries, and then 4 shield generators, and then 4-point defense. We're using the quad lasers mainly because they're better than the smalls, the point defense cannons. That is better, and then 2 more shield generators there too. So that. Let's build that, and now we just do a bunch of copies of these. Is this gonna work? So I guess now it's a design choice. Do you want to make all these over across, or we want to put more of these in here? I don't think it really matters. I think they're all basically the same stats as far as structure and all the other fun things. And we're copying them because that way they copy the other ones, so they're already pre-built. This is going to take a while to get everything built too. Just a little bit. So that. Copy this sequence. That sequence. And if I do actually add any more of these scrap processors or the recyclers, they're going to be going down. They're not going to be. This station is pretty much going to stay fairly compact because of the range of these guns, the way they work. They don't have unlimited range, and so if we want to, help out, we don't want this to be a big sprawling station as far as width goes, width and length. We want to go more depth because it'll just work better overall. So that. Again, we got to start worrying about the future. You guys, copy sequence. Kind of missed there. Missing. Oh. Oh, because I'm too low. Actually, I think it's because it's not quite seeing that connection quite well. It's not recognizing stuff. Sometimes they got to be reminded what's actually going on. You. Sequence. We may have to just build this by hand. Oh, that's the issue. Or part of the issue. These are poking out farther than these are. It's not necessary. It's not a big deal. We'll be fine. doesn't like that? Hey, Taco. Welcome back. Happy Saturday. So for some reason, it doesn't like going from here to there on both ends. That's the funny part. Yeah, what that noise means. Yeah, see, it's green, but it doesn't want to connect there. No problem here. You don't see why they're not lining up. Again, this is just something that happens from time to time with building stations. You think they're lined up, but they aren't. Well, they are, but the computer doesn't think they're lined up. Or maybe they're just a half inch too close. Maybe that's what it is. Just the space between these is just not, perfect. That's all. And not a huge deal. We will just improvise. See if this works. Nope. So to make up for those misconnections, we will just do that instead. Actually, just take those off too. Yep, doesn't like them. So just do that. It'll be fine. Not the end of the world. It's more about just having the right amount of weapons there. Okay. And it gets more about protecting this end of the station because this is where the bulk of the bad guys will be coming from, is from this end. So we'll see. There's a lot of guns here. Or there will be a lot of guns. So having said all that, so this is what we're going to be looking at. So resources to build all this stuff. So the shield components, the turret components, that's all that. We don't have anything really here yet. Got a lot of stuff to build. So we want to be very careful in what we're doing against ICG. We do not want to provoke them or make our reputation with them worse than it already is. Because we do not want them to be going to shoot to kill on sight, or sight to kill on sight. What is it, the expression? Kill on sight. So we don't want them to go that route yet. Oh, yeah, field coils are supposed to be building too. We're not producing any field coils. How expensive are field coils?
It's an honor to see you here.
So, field coils. 24 million for field coils? How important are you guys? That's not good. 24 million. So I need money.
Good luck out there.
Need so much money. For some reason, my tablet's having issues talking to OBS for some reason. Actually, no, that's not actually what it is. It's having trouble connecting to that. Why? There's a connection. Sorry, I'm doing technical troubleshooting here off stream. I use a tablet to run my stream, and I just hit buttons on the tablet and stuff happens, right? Well, the software that it's running is not talking to my computer for whatever reason, where OBS is running. So yeah, that's not good. See, it's not a connection for this. Now the tablet is fine with its internet connection. Here, while I'm talking about that stuff, who do you want to watch fly around while we're doing this? Y-Wing? See what the Y-Wing's doing. Okay, so I watch the Y-Wing fly around for a little bit, see what he does while I'm dealing with my tablet. Let's do. So yeah, technical troubleshooting live on stream. It's always the best, isn't it?
Hello, Gimpy. It is time to take a break.
Oh, timing.
Go get some more water while you are up. This break supports the purchase of Rocket's treats. If you would like to help Rocket feel like a puppy again, please visit gimpyknee.com/support or type !treats in chat, or you can watch the ads during the break. Thank you. Your next break is in 1 hour.
Hey, that's the same picture or camera angle there. Okay, so take a break, do some technical troubleshooting on break time. So, yeah, let me do that. Okay, so I'm gonna take a break. I'll be taking care of it off stream, so you won't be, or off camera, I guess. Off stream, yeah, off stream, so you won't be able to see what's going on. Well, you can't see what's going on anyway because it doesn't involve the stream directly. So anyway, got to, like I said, troubleshoot my tablet real quick. Probably take a couple minutes. I'll be back in a few. We'll just run an ad in the background, or run an ad for non-subscribers, because that's how that works, and be back in a few minutes. So thank you very much for watching, and yeah, be back shortly.